Welcome back to the DNaz channel. This week's episode, we are getting into pest control for your garden, harmful damage pesticides can cause, how to keep your yard healthy, how to keep your the environment around your home healthy and happy. You can keep pests and unwanted critters and animals away without harming them. And also, you can create a good environment for animals that you do want in your garden. So, I just want to go over quick a couple things about pest control and how harmful it could be. And there are organic ways to do it. And I want to show you guys, what that means, what organic even is, and all that stuff. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to get into, because a lot of people don't have a lot of knowledge, right, about this, right? They don't necessarily know why they should switch to organic, why it even matters, what it is doing to their lawn, right? So, um, people that look for lawn care, right? A lot of these people, and I don't want to say it this way, but it's just people that have the money to spend it, right? You see people that have homes on the water, people that are able to buy those very expensive properties by the water, right? Obviously, you're spending all this money for your home, right? It's a beautiful home. You deserve, I mean, you work for it, you deserve it, right? So you want things to look nice. But um, the type of lawn care that you're probably getting is probably very harmful to the environment around your home. Okay. So when you want your lawn to be absolutely perfect and beautiful and green and never have issues and it always looks the right way, um, if you want to do that without chemicals, that is a very almost impossible thing to do, right? You would have to be there every day. But um, you know, some people might not know what it is doing to them. So a lot of these um lawn care companies, what they're doing when they say they're just fertilizing their yard, they make it seem nice, like, oh, we're coming in and it's good for the grass. You got three types of grass. You got like turf, blue and rye, whatever. And, they're going to keep it healthy. But what they're not telling you is all that fertilizer that they're dumping into your lawn is also leaching out into the ocean. If you are right next to the ocean, right, you have a home right on the water, that's going right into the ocean. And that is harming the fish. That is harming, and a lot of these people, they have boats too, and they're fishermen, and you want to eat fish right out of the water. Well, your fish are consuming all of that product. Um, and if you live next to a stream or wetlands, you know what I mean? If you have a water supply anywhere near you, or even your own water supply, you have no clue where your water supply might have a fracture in the pipe, might have something where these chemicals can get into it. So if you are pumping a lot of this fertilizer and things into your lawn, it is not beneficial. It's beneficial to your lawn, but not to the environment around, right? Um, then on top of it, then you'll go ahead and you get like geese control because all the geese come to your yard. Well, they see that big, beautiful green yard and they're just going to land on it, right? And you're giving them a reason to land there. So again, so what we want to do with switching to organic is prevent environmental damage because of groundwater contamination and soil contamination, right? Pollution to the earth. This is a very serious thing that we do to our earth, and I don't understand why. And it's even regulated by the DEP, which is great, but it should just be not allowed all around. Most of them, because if you look on a lot of these chemicals, it's deadly to humans, right? Absolutely deadly to us. So you have to wear. If you notice, the people doing your lawn, the people treating your plants, they are wearing called PPE, protective equipment, right? So they're wearing respirators. That's all a sign that these are not really things that you should have around your home, your children, and things like that, right? On top of it, we have our pollinators that get affected, our bees and our birds, right? A lot of these um, pesticides, they're regulated to the point where if they affect birds or be like, they're not allowed to be sprayed on plants, right? But a lot of them do harm bees a lot, and if we don't have these pollinators, we are not um, allowing our native species around here to to flourish, to spread their seeds, to flourish. You know what I mean? More flowers to grow. We need our pollinators. Without our pollinators taking the seeds from our flowers and taking them to the female plant or the necessary location for your species to thrive, then we are harming the environment. That we cannot survive without them. I cannot stress that enough. Your local beekeepers are, heaven sent. Okay. Also, pet friendly and child safe. Are they? Most of them are not. So you have your dog out there in the yard, and then you spray the lawn or you spray the plants, and now your dog gets sick. This happened to a dog of mine, and she passed. So this is serious, right? And there wasn't a sign posted, right? So you'll see these signs all around, right? You got these yellow signs, okay, and these are, a sign that posted on people's lawn that say, okay, hey, we sprayed pesticides here, or we put an application. Right. So that just means there's toxic things on the lawn, right? So if you have children, you should be aware of that because they're probably playing in your lawn, right? So, what types of things are organic? Like, what can we choose to do organically, right? Well, one of them are strategic planting, right? And so if you have a wood line, okay, outside, let's say, and you're having a problem with your deer are coming and eating your plants, right? You can plant mugwort along the outer edge, the wood line. You don't want it in your garden because it spreads. It's a natural plant. It's not like it shouldn't be here or anything, but it is invasive. But it grows fast. The deer hate it, so they're not going to come around. And after a season or two, you rip it back out, and they're not even thinking of your location anymore. They went somewhere else, okay? So now you're saving money. You have no need to pay a company to come there and spray your plants with harmful chemicals that are toxic to you and your kids and your pets, your loved ones, right? No, you can just do something as simple as planting mugwort around the perimeter of your home, let it spread around there. The deer will naturally stay away, and then rip it up in a season or two, and they already forgot about your place, okay? Your soil health and management, right? So the foundation of your plant, the foundation your plants are on, the soil that they have is crucial to them fighting off pests on their own, okay? A healthy plant is a healthy environment, right? Or a healthy environment is a healthy plant, okay? What the plant lives in, what it has available for it to feed on, and to help use its defenses to fight off pests and diseases like fungus disease. You got apple trees, you got apple scab. You get spider mites, weevils. We get all these things, beetles. You know what I mean? Aphids. We get all sorts of these pests around our gardens, right? White flies. Well, your plants can fight them off by themselves if they have a healthy foundation. Now, that it's not always true if they're really attacking it, right? But then we have other options. Okay, let's say you have a tomato plant, okay, and you are getting aphids or these, pests on your tomato plant. Well, you can plant basil right next to your tomato plant, which if you're growing tomatoes, basil's great. It's a great addition for your kitchen. If you're eating your own food, right? Basil's great. So you plant them side by side. The pests, the mosquitoes, they all hate basil. So they're going to stay away from your tomato plant, right? So cilantro is another one. Cilantro is another one that keeps pests away. They do not like it. Actually, it's any flat tipped flower, right? Any flat tipped flower. So you also have lavender. You can plant lavender in your garden. First of all, it's a beautiful sight, beautiful, vibrant purple color. And then it gives a gorgeous aroma, right? An outstanding aroma. So now you have this great aroma. Well, guess what? Those pests, those mosquitoes, those ticks, all those mosquito and tick treatments you're getting, and you're spraying your lawn, you could just plant lavender. They hate it. But we love it, right? It's beautiful and it smells good, but they hate it. So that will naturally keep them away. On top of it, it attracts ladybugs. We all love ladybugs, right? Ladybugs are not harmful to the plants, but they eat things like spider mites on the plants, okay? They are a predator for aphids and spider mites on the plant. So now you have a flower in your garden that is attracting a plant, right? That is attracting a species that is going to fight off any pests that are trying to come into your garden, okay? So this is a beautiful way. Another thing is you can get things like neem oil. You can make your own pesticide by using alcohol or peroxide. Those aren't necessarily organic, but you can use dish soap and spray it on your plants. The thing is, those aren't as effective, obviously, as the chemicals we make to spray in the plants. But they do work. You just have to use them more often, right? Um, Again, I'm not going to suggest you use um, any like peroxide or alcohol, whatever, anything like that, because that's not organic, and we want to go organic, right? But you can get a good dish soap, a healthy dish soap, and you dilute it with water. Stay at a safe ratio, very light ratio, 1%, whatever. You want enough for the bugs to not be able to crawl around on the plant, right? Because it makes it a slippery surface, right? So these are all things that you can do to give yourself a healthy garden, and you do not have to fight off pests with chemicals and endanger your loved ones and yourself. You want to take care of yourself as well, because you're the one walking in your garden. You're the one enjoying your garden. You're the one enjoying your home. You know what I mean? So you want to be healthy as well. You don't want that crap all around you. It's bad enough. And you don't want it seeping into your water supply. And, like we have something called diquat in Connecticut that they put in our water supply to kill an algae. But it's extremely deadly to people. Actually, a farmer accidentally ingested it because it was laying around, and he died. After 4 days of like convulsions and poisoning and all, it was excruciating, right? So, and that's sad, and this is something that our government puts into our water supply, and we fought against diquat going into the Connecticut waters, and they did it anyway. So there's things like that. So I would say let's not add to the problem. And if you want more solutions, you want more information about how to take care of your plants, how to fight off pests, come to the DNaz channel. You're more than welcome to message me, email me. I will respond. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next week.